Hey, Merry Christmas, guys. Welcome to Squadron's Wednesday Night Live. It is Wednesday night yet again, believe it or not. These weeks are just flying by, it seems. But time flies when you're having fun, or so they say. And we have been having a lot of fun, if you want to call it that. Any of the guys and gals that happen to be watching this from the warehouse may not consider it fun, but when we're loading up Santa's sleigh, also referred to as the UPS truck, with your guys' model kits for Christmas, I think it's kind of fun because you guys are going to get to add a lot of goodies to your stash here in the next week or two. But anyway, it's been crazy busy. You guys are great. You just absolutely slammed us with orders. It started on Black Friday, as I mentioned last week, and it pretty much hasn't slowed down. Orders are coming in about as fast as we can get them out, which is not a bad thing. We appreciate the business. We feel a little bad that we can't get the stuff to you guys as quick as we would like, but we are making plans for this time next year. We'll make adjustments where needs be and be a little bit better next year. But the good news is we are on track. Fingers crossed. I talked to Jared about it this afternoon. We think, perhaps, fingers crossed, that by this weekend we will be very, very close to caught up within a day or two of orders. So that's a good thing. I hope that you guys have got your tracking numbers that we're sending you. But even if we don't quite get caught up by this weekend, we are on track to get caught up early next week, which will make it possible for everybody to get their stuff in time to stick it under the tree in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tonight, in fact. So, and keep that in mind, 2 weeks from tonight, we will not be having a show. And the week after that will be New Year's Eve. We won't be having a show either, which means next week, Wednesday night, December 17th, is our final Squadron Wednesday Night Live for 2025. And what better way to end the year out than with a show and tell. So next Wednesday night is our December show and tell, which will also be our very last show of the year. So make sure to send in your model submissions to us at info@squadron.com of the pictures of your models that you would like to show off next week on the show and tell. And let's go out with a bang this year. Let's have the best show and tell that we've had. We've already got a lot of great submissions, and every month it seems to get bigger and better and longer. But I love looking at the models, and I know a lot of you guys do too. So next Wednesday night, show and tell, send us in your goodies. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what everybody has built. So tonight, Jeff will be joining me here in just a few minutes, and we have we just call this our Q&A night, which in other words means we have no set schedule, we have nothing planned. We're just going to fly by the seat of our pants. And so anything you guys want to ask in the chat, we might know the answer, we might not know the answer, but if we do, we'll talk about it and see. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out. We're going to touch on one particular brand that is coming soon here in just a few minutes after Jeff gets on here with me. But there's some cool stuff that we can talk about. So anything that you guys want to ask, throw it over in the chat and we'll try to get to it. But let's see who is with us tonight. Frank is here. How are you tonight, buddy? Let's see. Back home. Well, it's good to see you, buddy. It's awesome to have, we talk about we have customers from all over the place, but it's very cool that you pretty much win the prize for furthest away every week. We appreciate you being here. And our tonight is already your tomorrow. Chip, good to see you tonight, buddy. Let's see. Ken's in here with us, and Max Rock doing another Osprey book review. And Chip's talking about the Mustang. I assume you're talking about the one on the thumbnail for this video. That is, if I remember which one I was holding correctly. I can't see the thumbnail now that the show started, but I think that was Tamiya's 32 scale Korean War Mustang, if I remember correctly which one I was holding. But regardless of which one of them it was, I know it was a 32 scale Tamiya. Those are all very, very nice kits. Wayne, good to see you, buddy, out at Yellow Wings. Let's see. Well, I think this is Jeff, here's your prompt, buddy. First question of the night. This is your department. So let's bring Jeff in here. How are you?
No, I got pneumonia.
Pneumonia is always fun.
I got the rockin' pneumonia and the boogie woogie blues. Is that how it goes?
Well,
yeah.
Good to have you here anyway.
So the flu turned into pneumonia. So,
well,
no running marathons for me for a while. So Wayne wants to know.
Yellow Wings Wayne. Hook him up with an answer here.
3 carriers, Yorktown, Enterprise, and Hornet. Hornet is almost ready for paint. And what colors would she be in early 41?
Now, before you answer this, Jeff.
Okay.
Did you?
I'll make it short.
Because I just did.
Okay.
Did you realize what he said he's building?
Yeah, 3 200 scale carriers. He's doing the entire Yorktown class.
That is going to be an awesome collection of display when he gets done. That's going to be very cool.
So we need to define early 41 because she was commissioned in October of 41 wearing measure 12, which is a graded pattern because she worked up in the Atlantic. And of course, if we touched on that, the whole camouflage thing, the Atlantic fleet was about 3 to 6 months ahead of the Pacific fleet. Excuse me for my coughing. So she wore measure 12 when she was commissioned. I would have to do some research. I do not believe that she wore overall number 5 standard Navy gray prior to her commissioning. So I'd have to find some pictures of her actually being built and working up and doing her trials before she was actually commissioned and accepted. It's a very narrow window between the time that she was launched and the time that she was commissioned. So Wayne, hit me up off the group and I'll see what I can dig up for you.
Yep. We'll touch on this next week because I haven't even told you about this yet. There will very soon be a much easier way to contact Jeff about specific paint questions. But I won't spill the beans yet because I hadn't even told Jeff. So we'll cover that next Wednesday night. But
just email me at moron@squadron.com.
There you go. All right. Well, cool. Well,
pneumonia
Jeff,
at Squadron.
Before we keep going down the list, how are you?
Other than
the obvious.
Other than that, yeah, I'm doing okay. We got a lot of snow up here, and I had to drag the snowblower out, and it's I'm kind of envious that you're going to work in short sleeves and a light jacket, and it's it gets down to below 0 here and cranky. And
well, if it makes you feel any better, over the last few days, we have had to start wearing real jackets.
Oh,
coats really. So, it's nothing like you've got, but it is getting a little bit colder.
Nanook of the North. I look like Kenny from South Park. All you can see are my glasses, and they're always fogged up.
Well, last week when we had the Insanity guys on here, y'all were talking about they were going to have a charity auction, which happened this past Sunday. And if I understand correctly, that was a success. You want to touch on that for a moment?
Yeah. We, so one of the charity that I chose, or that my team and I chose, at the 24 National Convention, was a charity called Help Heal Vets. And their website is healvets.org. And, I was so kind of taken back by their mission and what they did when the Insanity guys actually approached me that they wanted to do something like this. That was like the first charity that I actually kind of threw at them. And it's because, there's a lot of charities out there, Tunnels to Towers and Wounded Warrior. And but Help Heal Vets is actually, their charity is based on arts and crafts and model kits and hands-on therapy for veterans and active duty military and whatnot. So it kind of ties right in with what we do as a hobby, and they're trying to bring not only our hobby but other crafty type hobbies to the veteran community. So we did this December 7th charity auction, and we raised in 6 hours we raised $5,635, all of which is going straight to help heal veterans.
That's awesome.
So,
Now you
and
mentioned that if everything didn't get auctioned off, that you'd send the kits. Did everything get auctioned off, or were there some?
we had 3 kits out of the 150 plus kits that we auctioned. We had 3 kits that didn't actually go. One of them was an old Tamiya Walker Bulldog.
Mm-hmm.
One was a car kit, and I think the other was a kit that the individual that won the kit then turned around and donated it back to us to give to the charity.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So yeah, it was an absolutely phenomenal event. We had a great time. And we raised money for a really good cause.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that it went over well. Glad that that you guys raised a lot of money for that. So that's excellent. Next up, I see a lot of guys are talking back and forth to each other, so that's great. And always encourage 2 hands. This is our buddy down at the Villages of the White Sands. He wants to know who all is going to the Chattanooga contest next month, and if
I'm alive.
Yeah. Now, a lot of you guys that don't live down in the Southeast, specifically the North Atlanta, Nashville, Chattanooga area, you might wonder why we talk about this area so much. Well, quite simply, it's because this is where we are. This is where Squadron is located, so it's just natural that we talk about our show a lot. However, talking about it quite a bit over the next few weeks because it's coming up on January 9th and 10th. And I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that every show around the country could say the same thing to some extent, because the goal of a show is to grow the hobby, get more people introduced to the hobby, get more people building models, make friends, all that kind of stuff. And the Chattanooga show continues to grow every year. And I want to show you guys this. This is the club just posted this last week. This is the finalized floor plan for the show. And if you've ever been to the show before, you know that they usually run about 100, and I think, and forgive me guys that are in the club, but somewhere in the ballpark of 130-ish vendor tables. And I think last year they had the largest contest table count of about 51 or 52. This year they have squeezed in 142 vendor tables, which are 100% sold out, and they've squeezed in 65 contest tables. They did this they usually have a little office area set up and behind curtains up in the top corner of the room. They moved that across the hall. They talked the convention center into giving them a little bit more space. So yeah, this is definitely going to be the largest Chattanooga Model Con to date. And we're pretty excited about it. So
fantastic. That'll be fun.
And you're going to be here. So.
I will, if God willing, if I'm not coughing up my spleen, yeah, I'll be there.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be cool. So we're looking forward to it, and I hope a lot of you guys are going to be there. Let's see. Got a lot of guys saying howdy, and I saw, and we'll get to it in a minute. I saw somebody ask, who was it? We'll get to it in a minute, and I'll.
Is it Dave wanting to know when we're getting the 32nd scale B-52?
No, I did see that one, and we'll get to that in a minute. No, it was somebody asking about these crazy names that YouTube is making us use now.
Yeah.
One of you guys sent me some information about how to change your name on YouTube, and I looked into it, and I think, and I could be wrong, but I think that is not something that I can do for channel wide. That's something that you have to go in. So, like, let's see. Here's Danny Haney. We know who he is Danny could go in and change his name from Danny Haney to the guy that builds models faster than anybody if he wanted to.
He and I are working on a project together.
Oh, I was going to bring that up. But so my point is, if you want to change your YouTube handle so that your name comes up as your name, you can do that, but you have to do it from within your own YouTube account. I unfortunately don't have the option of doing that from this end. But Jeff, since you mentioned it, and since we've got Danny's comments sitting here, so Jeff has taken it upon himself to coin our first squadron build, group build. And,
Man, it was more of a buddy build, and
well, but it's going to turn into something. This first one, we'll see if you guys actually pull this off, and then we'll do something else after that. But tell us, what are you and Danny? And I saw in the Facebook group that you got a couple other guys that look like they might join you.
They might join us.
What kind of craziness are you and Danny jumping into?
So Danny does one of two things. He messages me with because he knows that it just sends me over the top and my head explodes and I get all envious. But he always tells me, like, when he's making a brisket, or he'll send me this photo of this like 12-pound slab of smoked barbecued meat, and it just kind of agitates me because then I have to go to Taco Bell or McDonald's to kind of take care of the problem. Or he sends me a photo of, this is my next project, and then of course I throw at him, this is the paint colors you need, this is whatever. So he sends me a photo of his next project, which was the Shimakaze. And it just so happens
350th scale, right?
350th scale. Yep. And it just so happens that I have the exact same, well, it's the same ship, but it's a different manufacturer. I have the Hasegawa kit, and he has the
Fujimi.
I believe it's the rebranded, renamed Fujimi kit. So we decided we were going to just kind of build these parallel. And I said, we should put this out there and see if anybody else wants to join us and do a Japanese destroyer build. So we put it out there, and I know Buddy Baxley joined, and I think Chris Martin's
mentioned that he might.
So I think we're at 3. If anybody else is interested, there's no rules or regulations. We're just building a 350th Japanese destroyer. It can be whatever you want.
Yep.
Whatever kit. And so I created a little Facebook Messenger chat group that just has the 3 of us in it. And we're just talking about Japanese destroyers. So
it's going to be cool.
Hopefully I can get the time to do it. But well, I have the hull done.
Okay. Hey, that's
and I have the deck down. So
if it's out of the box, that's a start.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yep.
Well, let's see. There's Chris is here. Bernard.
8 bells, any Japanese destroyer.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be Shimakaze. It could be Yukikaze. It could be Kagero, Hatsuharu, any destroyer you want.
It's going to be awesome.
So there was another question that I saw up here that I do want to address. I know Todd the Way mentioned B-24 Liberators, but someone else had mentioned it before him, and then he kind of reiterated. So yes, we do have that color. That is SCA 011, which is United States Army Air Force Sand 49. That is the color that you need for your North Africa based aircraft, including the Ploesti Raid B-24s.
Okay. Yep. Any of those questions you see, because I'm probably going to miss some, we can hit on whatever. There is, I said, when we're doing the 5-minute countdown, I'm scrolling through here, seeing some of the questions that I want to answer, and then I go through here trying to find them, and they're gone.
Yeah, they're disappearing.
That's just how it goes, Are you going to have anything?
Oh, well, I didn't expect that to happen. Oops.
Yeah, so you guys see me over here typing. I'm sending Jeff private messages saying, hey, we should show him something. So, All right, we weren't going to talk about this until a little while after we talked about another brand that we're bringing in.
Right.
But we'll just go ahead and do this. So
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I'll let you talk about what we're looking at after I say what I was going to say before you brought this up on the screen. As we near the end of the year, we have talked about a lot of things this year that we said we are going to do, things we said we would like to do, things that we said we wish we could do. We've talked about brands we're bringing in. We've talked about brands that are probably going to go by the wayside. We've talked about things that are going to be discontinued, things that are going to be all new. And as you guys already know, many of the things that we have talked about and have been talking about have not happened yet. Halfway through the year, we decided to bring all of our production in-house. And I won't lie, that's been a learning curve. The good thing is we've talked about a production facility and all this kind of stuff. Everything's ready to go now. And the funny part is our facility got finished. The 3D printers went online the day before Black Friday, and we have been swamped and haven't even walked inside those doors since then. After the new year, we are going to start slowly, emphasis on slowly, but surely releasing things. Perhaps, a month, maybe a couple of weeks. I don't know yet, but we're going to start. We've got dozens, if not hundreds of designs already done, already ready. We just got to hit the print button, pack them up, and get them posted on the website. There are some of the questions that I saw in the chat that I was looking for to bring up. I'll just go ahead and answer them. And if we run across them again, I'll mention who asked it. But people are asking about gold medal models. We put the gold medal models that is left in stock on our Black Friday sale. And I've got a lot of emails about when things are coming back in stock. And the currently existing photo etch designs, if they are out of stock, they're more than likely they will never be back in stock again. Those are being discontinued in lieu of things like you see on the screen here. There is no point in having a $50 or $60 or $70 piece of photo etch that we're only going to use half or less of the items that are on there. I'm not going to use the 20s and the 40 gun mounts and shields and things that are on those photo etch sets. So in lieu of all these very nice things like we're looking at here that will be done in 3D print, all of those gold medal designs are going to be phased out and discontinued. So if you happened to catch our family's Black Friday promo when I mentioned that this is your last chance to buy the original gold medal designs, if that is something you're interested in, I kind of meant that. So if you're a fan of Lauren's work, if you want to grab one, whether to use it or whether to stash it for old time's sake, grab it while you can, because at this moment, we do not have intentions of making any more production runs of those. Having said that, some things like handrails that we're not going to do in 3D just because, sure, it might be possible, but it's a heck of a lot easier to deal with that stuff in photo etch. Some of those photo etch sets we are going to be redesigning. They'll be much smaller. And again, like this mount that you see on the screen, that's not going to be included in those new upgraded photo etch sets. There are questions about other brands of products that make similar things like we're looking at here. Are we going to continue carrying those? Probably not. It is our goal to produce, to design and manufacture the absolute best quality in all scales. And if we can do it in-house, we will have a constant supply. We won't have to wait on shipping. We won't have to do all that kind of stuff. So that is our intention, is to make all of our own stuff. And we have a team that I feel is very, very capable. Jeff, of course, leads said team. And we've got a group of guys. I mean, you know Jeff because he's on here every Wednesday night with you. But we got several other guys that are really, really good at what they do. And we feel that we can put out a very, very, very nice product. So like I said, 2026 is going to be full of a lot of cool stuff. We are hoping, and it better happen because that's kind of the reason Jeff's going to take the 15-hour drive down here. But we plan on having many of these products on display in Chattanooga at the show. I think that's really cool because Chattanooga is the first show of the year, at least in this area. And we're going to use that probably every year from now on as kind of a launching pad for what's to come this year. This, by the way, that you're looking at, I'll let Jeff tell you exactly what this is going to be a part of.
Well, I was all of the 350th scale 40 millimeters, the twins and the quads, are done. And they've been in and out of stock because the minute we put them up, they just go away. Everybody jumps on them. When I scaled up my 350th design to 200 scale for the trumpeter Fletcher, and obviously the Stevens will be coming next, I wasn't satisfied with the level of detail that I was getting by scaling up the 200 or the 350th scale design. So I went ahead and started working on a new large scale design of the 40 millimeter twin, specifically for the Fletcher kits. So this will be available in 200 scale, and then eventually probably 1/144 scale for anyone who still has the Revell of Germany Fletchers in their stash. And then we might even jack it up to a larger scale, and maybe we'll see how this prints in 35th scale or 48th scale or something along those lines. So
I still have the 1/16 scale 20 millimeter prototype in display case.
I mean, in theory, we could probably get we could get 1-to-1 scale out of this.
Well, there's a lot of cool stuff that we're working on, and I know that we haven't given you guys an update on this kind of stuff in several weeks, and that's kind of on purpose because we want to get some stuff to the drawing or to the finish line.
Right.
But the good thing is we are now to the point where as soon as we get through the Christmas rush, we're ready. So starting in the new year, it's going to be cool, and we'll see what all we have. Now, talking about new stuff for the new year, this one is not something that we make, but it's something that Jeff is pretty excited about, and Jeff's done a pretty good job at not spilling the beans, considering he did kind of some what would you call it, test building.
Yeah.
Test building to kind of see, somebody, whenever we bring on a new brand, somebody's got to be the salesman. And this is absolutely not my area of expertise. And I think it's cool, but it's not something that I personally enjoy building. I mean, heck, if I tried one, I probably would. But this is Jeff's deal. So when we started talking about this, when
they got me hooked
about this.
Yeah, hook, line, sinker, boat.
This is you. This is you.
Yeah.
So, Jeff, why don't you tell everybody what we are going to have starting in the new year?
So, as anyone who follows the industry knows, Hornby USA went away, and there were lines that were available from the Hornby distribution line that were available for us to pick up. Obviously, we picked up the Airfix line, so we will be importing Airfix kits directly into the States. One of the lines that I had been looking at and was interested in was a line called Poker. Now, it's been called Pocher, it's been called Pocker, it's been Pocher. They make ridiculously large scale car and motorcycle kits. They have been around forever. They have a very unique business plan in that they only do a couple of kits a year, and they do them in very limited quantities and very limited production runs, and they attach a premium price tag to them. But these are some really, really cool kits. And I was fortunate enough to get my hands on a Porsche 917K, which you saw in Show and Tell, and have been, of course, then as a hardcore modeler, you don't build anything out of the box. So I was looking at what needed to be replaced, what needed to be fixed, what needed to be updated and improved. So that culminated in this model that I have over here.
You know something, Jeff? As I have this logo pulled up, the other day, Dad and I were talking about, is it poker or is it pocher? Well, look what their logo is.
Poker.
It's the king from a set of poker cards.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it would be poker.
I just don't know why they spelled it that way.
Well, whatever.
They're from England. Who knows?
Yeah.
So we immediately got the ball rolling. We had some input from one of our MMD customers, John Novak at Scale Model Stash up in Chicago, and he provided us with a lot of insight. And here we are. So we are now officially carrying the poker line.
Yeah, and Dad just sent me a message. He says, "Yeah, and the guys in the UK, you know, he's dealing with them direct. They call it poker."
Poker.
Yep. So poker, you know, it's like Tamiya, Tamia, Italary, Italary.
Yeah.
Many names. How would you like to pronounce it?
Yeah. Hernia, Hernie, Hemi.
Well, these kits are extremely limited. They only do a very small production run. Now, we've got 3 kits posted on our website.
Yep.
They've got a Pagani. This is a gray, as Jeff told you guys when he built his. These do come pre-decorated, I guess you can say.
Pre-painted. Yep.
So they've got the gray version. They've got the white body version of the Pagani. And they've got the 917 Porsche, the Martini. Now, the Martini Porsche and the gray Pagani will be here sometime in February. The white Pagani will be here sometime, hopefully, fingers crossed, in March.
Yep.
Is the timing on those. But these are, again, this is very, very new for us. So all I know is that they do very short production runs. I don't know how long these things hang around, but like Jeff, show them. You got your kit sitting there.
Yeah.
To give them an idea of how big these things are. This kit that Jeff built, we thought we were going to be able to get these.
Can we keep it off camera? I don't know.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna make you full screen. Yeah, look how big these things are.
So we were joking about this because, you know, the old fisherman's trick is you catch a small fish and then you hold it out here to make it really big. Well, even with my chin resting on it, you can kind of get an idea. This is a big model.
Oh yeah. But you know, that was their latest release, and by the time we got around to getting our order going, those are already gone. So we can't get those. So if you're into this Pagani or this Martini Porsche, you know, make sure to get one sooner than later because they don't hang around very long. And to my knowledge, based on, and Jeff, you know the brand longer than I do, but based on everything I've been able to find, they do not come back to the well and do another production run.
No, they have, to my knowledge, and I may be mistaken, but to my knowledge, they never re-release anything that they do.
Well, and a lot of that probably has to do with their licensing. All this stuff is officially licensed. You know, they've got all these high dollar licenses in place, and so it's going to be a very interesting line. These are not inexpensive kits. We don't, you see on our website here, we don't have our prices posted yet. We're working on that. Hopefully have the prices up by this time next week. But these are, just to give you a ballpark price range, you're looking at somewhere between $1,000 and $1,200 for these kits.
Yep.
You know, and again, we're fine tuning the prices, you know, as quick as we can.
Yeah.
But they are, they're like a Dora.
Yeah.
As far as price goes.
You build the car like you would build a real car.
Yeah.
And Steven says, are they similar? They're very similar to Agora. In their design philosophy. You know, there's the average modeler can build any one of these kits. There's always additional work that could be done. A lot of the parts are pre-painted. Obviously the body parts are pre-painted. When I got mine, I stripped the paint off, took it all the way down to the primer, and resprayed it because I wasn't happy with the factory finish that was on it. I wasn't happy with the decals, so I went out and got aftermarket decals. I rewired the engine. I replumbed all the fuel lines. I did all of this extra stuff that nobody's going to know it's there but me. So there are a lot of improvements that can be made to the base kit, but if you want something large and impressive and a showstopper, one of these kits will do it for you.
Yeah. Here's their out of the box builds.
Yeah. These are all out of the box.
Here's your box size, just to give you see the shadow of the guy in the back. The boxes these come in are massive.
Yeah, it's the size of a microwave box.
Oh yeah. So it's going to be neat. They've got. I'm trying to follow all the comments over here, and I apologize that I'm not keeping up with them fast enough. But let's see. Somebody asked about. And I just don't see it. They have a couple of new licenses that they're going to be announcing right after the first of the year.
Yep.
I thought somebody posted. I'm not at liberty to say unless somebody else says it first, but I thought somebody did. Anyway, they've got some really exciting stuff coming next year. So just follow this stuff along, and if you're a car guy. Oh, never mind. I just got note that it's been announced. So I guess we can say it. They've got a Ferrari and a Ducati license that will be coming next year. As far as the specific kits that they're going to be doing, those will be announced, if I understood correctly, in February or March for a summer release on those first kits under those licenses. But
here's the thing, though, especially with Ferrari, and I'm not going to speculate because it'll probably come back to bite me in the tail. But when you look at a company like Ferrari, I don't think Ferrari has ever made an ugly car. Period. I mean, you can go back to the 1962, bread wagon, which had some nice curves, and then it kind of looked like a bread van on the back. That's probably the ugliest car that they've ever made. But anything that Ferrari makes is a beautiful car.
Yep.
So whatever they decide to do in kit form, I'm sure it's going to be something that people are going to want.
Russ just told me they're going to unveil it in Nuremberg in January at the Nuremberg
nice
show. Yep.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
that's
and Ducati. I mean, everything. Ducati's bikes are just world renowned. They make some of the most amazing racing bikes and touring bikes and whatnot. So whatever they decide to do, again, it's like having the Ferrari license. The fact that they're going to make a Ferrari, I don't care what kind of Ferrari it is. I'm going to have
whatever it is. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Well, we're excited about it. This is something totally different for us, but like I said, we all strive for the highest end in quality and in detail, and if you're a car guy, this is it. So, very cool. I just found the comment you were talking about. Dave's asked about the 32 scale B52. So there is no 32 scale B52 that we're aware of, but if there were, Dave, that would be awesome, and it would probably put the price of these poker kits to shame. If I just had to guess, that would just be massive.
I wonder if there was rumor going around. There was a rumor going around that HPH was doing.
They did it in 48 scale.
They did it in 48 scale.
Yeah, and that was massive enough. But
HPH does a B52 cockpit set or a B52 cockpit in 30-second scale.
There you go. You can scratch build the rest of it, Dave.
Build the whole airplane around just the cockpit.
Oh man. Ed is asking about or mentioning that ICM is doing a 72 scale version of their Tarhe Sky Crane.
Yes.
Yep. So we just posted that up. There's a cool picture of it somewhere. Where is it at?
That was leaked by
well, it was leaked by ICM. It was on the back of their catalog last year.
Yeah,
and then it never happened.
Her name, our friend from ICM.
Valeria.
Valeria.
Yep.
See what happens? It's the
Oh,
medication
yes,
and
when she was on the show
when
last. Yes. Yep.
Valeria was at the Nationals in Madison and she did her presentation. That was she said we're going to do the Tarhi in 72nd scale, and then she stopped and she went,
Yeah.
I don't know if I was supposed to mention that or
Oh, yeah.
not.
Yeah, well, it was after that they
Yep.
stuck this picture on the back cover of their catalog from this year. But if I understand correctly, they are anticipating on getting this out in spring. So there's no pricing yet, but if you guys want one of these, drop your email in the box here just to give us an idea of your interest. Somebody else asked about something else, and while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to pull this up before I forget. Airfix. You talked about Airfix being another one of the Hornby brands that we or that MMD has now. So the 24 scale BF 109, getting a lot of questions about this. The first production run is sold out. It's gone.
Yep.
They and we've got a container. Russ has got a container of Airfix on the way. But this particular kit, the Airfix shipment that he's got, was all the stuff that they made for the U.S. before Hornby went out. This was not in that yet. This was, if I understand correctly, this was manufactured in that interim between when Hornby went out, but before MMD picked up the ball. Right. So none of these were pegged for the U.S. market. When is the next production run going to be? I don't know. These are manufactured in India, and they're waiting on India tariffs to decide what they're going to do. So this, I've been getting a lot of emails about this as far as why it's not on the website yet, because it's been released and all this stuff. So today we put it on the website just so everybody would know we are aware of this kit, and we do intend to get it when we're able to. We put this information here. But if this is something that you would like, again, drop your email in the box. Let us know, because we are anticipating getting a large number of these as soon as they are available. But I don't know if that's going to be, is that like February or March, or is that like July or August? I have really no clue at this point. But we are aware of the kit, and we'll get them whenever we're able to.
I mean, we don't even know if the Atlantic Ocean is going to freeze this winter or not. So, I mean, they could be.
Well, I hope
we could drive them across on the ice. Or
I hope not. We got a lot of boats out there on the way.
I'm joking, of course. Counting Beans asked if this was a new tool or if it was one of their classics. This is a new toolkit.
Yep, absolutely.
This is a new toolkit. We wouldn't be that excited if Airfix was re-releasing their old 1972 24 scale BF 109.
Yeah, and it's a fair question though, because a lot of these companies, they're pulling out these classic subjects, but completely retooling them. But at the same time, they're pulling out old molds and rerunning things that are less popular. Look at Tamiya. They'll come out with 2 or 3 releases in a month. One of them will be all new tooling, and the other 2 will be repop. So just sometimes it's hard to keep track. But yeah, like Jeff said, this one is all new tooling.
Yeah. Yep. And if you can't wait, well, there's a lot of the older Airfix 24 scale kits that are on the secondary market.
Yep. But unless you've got to have it for a contest, like in 2 weeks, wait on this one, because the test shots of this thing and the photos that they're showing, it's going to be a very, very cool kit, which is awesome because, and I love that paint scheme. In 24 scale, you don't see any new tool 24 scale very often.
No. In fact, really, to be honest, Airfix, the Typhoon, the Hellcat, and now the 109 are probably the last 3, and Airfix is responsible for all 3 of them.
Yep. Well, and the only other company doing any 24 scale at all is Trumpeter.
Right.
I think maybe Kinetic had those P47s, I think, but nonetheless, there's very, very few kits out in that scale. So if you want something really big, it's going to be a good one.
But even if you're not a 24 scale guy, obviously 24 scale opens up so many detail and super detail options to that the 48 scale and the 32nd scale guys don't have because it's of its size. But even in 24 scale, a 109 is no bigger than most 32nd scale fighters of the day. It's a small aircraft, and even in 24th, it's still a manageable size.
Yep. Well, speaking of things that are not necessarily a manageable size,
How's that door coming along?
Yeah. M. Wolfie says he just got his Christmas present, 16th scale M1. You know, and Wolfie, maybe you've built like 50 16th scale kits. I don't know. But I'm just going to, for conversation's sake, say this is his first 16th scale kit. That's a big one to start with.
Yep.
You know, and if you've never done a 16th scale kit like this, just like he probably got his nice surprise from the UPS man, when you first get one of these things and open it up and look, it's so much bigger than a 35th scale kit. You can't imagine it until you actually start building one of these things.
It's macro modeling, you know, and again, it's one of those things where you can do stuff in 16th scale that the 35th scale guys can't do.
Yeah.
Just straight up, you know, it's I love 16 scale. Most of I have a large collection of 35th scale armor, but all the armor projects that are on my short list are
you like anything big. I mean, look at that car you were just holding.
Yeah, well, a lot of it is the fact that I can't see anything anymore.
Oh man.
You know, I have to wear an optivisor just to type emails.
Yep. So here's a fun, well, it's not really fun for the guy asking, but Max Rock says, any new Squadron Signal titles in the work? So at least for us, I don't know about other publishers around the world, but books just don't sell like they used to, at least for Squadron. I mean, it's when we first got into this, coming up on 5 years now, you know, we saw all the numbers of the days of old, you know, back when Squadron Signal was going and, you know, putting out 3, 4, 5, 10 titles a month, the in-action books. And but that was in a day before the internet. I mean, some of those titles, they sold hundreds of thousands of each title. And it was like, wow. So when we got started, we have published either 8 or 9, maybe 10, 8, I don't know, somewhere in the ballpark of 9 titles, in-action stuff. David Doyle wrote several of them. Dana Bell wrote one on the Devastator. And we love doing them, but they just don't sell like they used to. So we don't want to stop making publishing books, but there are so many other ways of getting your information these days that we're taking a step back to reevaluate the best way to proceed with new titles. And we've got some ideas, we've got some plans. You may or may not know about the B-24 book that we have been working on for a while that's being coupled with a decal set, a massive decal set. And that's kind of something we have changed directions on that particular project several times, just trying to make sure we get the right formula for something that can be what we do going forward. But at the very moment, other than the B-24 book, we don't have anything in the works. But, you know, I am sure that is not dead, and we will come back to it at some point, but we're playing in 3D land at the moment. And that's kind of where we've got all our, which basket we've got all our eggs in. So books are not completely dead for us. And I will give since we're talking about it, I'll give a small update to the B-24 book. Our, you know, I guess we'll call him lead designer on our decal works. His name's Gabriel. He just completed, just last week, completed the final nose art for the decal sheet for the B-24 book. And he has compiled, I don't even know how many it is. I don't even want to say, it's a lot. It's a very, very massive amount of nose arts and decals. So he finally got done drawing all those. They're currently compiling all that to get all that information over to Peter, who is then going to use that information to do his magic and make all the pretty pictures. And then it's just a matter of compiling the book and test fitting all the decals. So it's still a little ways away, because you can imagine getting this many decals to match the pictures and fit models and things. That's going to take a little time, but it is in the works, and everything is done other than the layout and the test fitting now. So yeah, there's that. And then Jeff's going to build one of every one of them for us.
No, we get Danny to do it.
Oh gosh,
Then
yeah.
it'll be done in a week, and we won't
he'd
even have
be
to
done
stress
with it
about
before the books come off the printer. Yeah, TD says he better get something finished for show and tell. Yeah, please do. It's going to be great. If anybody missed the very beginning of the show, next week is our final show of the year, because the 2 weeks after that are Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So next week is our final show, and it's also our December show and tell. So send in your show and tell models, and let's go out with a bang for the year.
I have something.
You do?
I have something.
All right. Cool.
I do. I'm excited. Can't you tell?
There you go. So World War I paints, and I will expand this question to anything paint wise that we do not already have will be addressed in the new year, and we'll just leave it there for now. We got we have finished what we're referring to as round one, which is all the paints that you see on our website list now. And then we are working on round two for exactly what round two is going to include. And that will be sometime in the new year, not early in the new year. I mean, middle of the year at best. But, but I will say that World War I stuff is included in round two. And we'll leave it.
I was gonna tease people a little bit and not and just kind of do this. Oh, here's one that'll make people scratch their heads.
Oh, yeah.
What could these be? What could these be?
Well, it's going to be good. But more on that next year. Here is Custom Dioramics. How are you tonight, Jose? Looking forward to seeing you this Monday night as well. Anybody in the area, we are having our final the local club here, the Chattanooga Scale Modelers. They meet at Squadron at our warehouse every third Monday. And this coming Monday, the 15th, is our final club meeting for the year. And it's going to be our Christmas party. So if anybody is in the area, please come hang out with us. The actual club meeting starts at 6. Please bring a model with you. We have a show and tell and have a really good time. But before that, we open up the entire warehouse at 3 o'clock. So you can come in at 3 o'clock or anytime between 3 and 6 and have full reign of the warehouse, do some shopping, some hanging out, talking with guys. So we have a good time. So anybody in the area, please come be with us Monday night. We'd love to have you. All right, let's see what other kind of rabbits we can chase tonight.
Boy, we're getting pinged for everything that we have said over the last year.
Oh, well, it's the end of the year, so we gotta, but hey, we're gonna do better next year, right? We're gonna get some things done. We're not gonna say too much about what we're doing. I mean, if you guys could see the projects in process here, you'd say you're never going to get it done, and I would probably have to agree with you to some extent. But
and that is something that I think I used to gently remind people back in the day. When it comes to, we call them rabbit holes, but Brandon will message me with an idea and I'll message Brandon with an idea. And then all of a sudden it's like one more thing that we've added to the list. When it comes to actually developing stuff and working on something like Squadron Putty or new paint colors or a 3D design, folks got to remember it's just pretty much just the two of us that are the creative. We have a couple of 3D designers that are working for us on project basis. And we put them off onto projects and we leave them alone until their project is done. So we don't drag them down the rabbit hole too. But every time somebody asks for something new, we got to stop working on one project, prioritize, and then move on to another. So
Yeah,
I want to
what's
thank everybody for being patient with us,
Oh yeah.
because there are a million and one things that are going on behind the scenes.
Well, and it's like you said, you and me, we're the, hey, do this and do that, but it's like it's like the paint. As soon as we got that passed off to Crystal and the paint crew,
Yep.
we don't have to worry about it anymore. And
Right.
the same thing's going to be, in January when we pass the 3D stuff off to the 3D crew.
Yep.
We don't have to worry about that anymore. It's just it's like the B-24 decals. As soon as I pass that off to Gabriel, him and his guys, just go with it. Send me updates. It's going to be good. So we're getting there. And it's funny you mentioned the Squadron putty. Sometimes you want to do things, but you know that you have to do a lot of testing. And if you guys could see the amount of back and forth and testing and prototyping and the original formula, the reason the original formula went away to begin with is the factory that was making it went bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
The old squadron, they tried a new formula and it failed miserably. Some of you guys probably have some. In fact, if you have bought a tube of Squadron putty in the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, it probably went very bad on you very fast.
Yep.
It was not good stuff. They knew that. So instead of trying to go back and recreate the original formula with a new factory, they just pulled the pin on it and quit doing it altogether. We are trying to bring back the original stuff, but because of all the bad that happened with old Squadron with the new stuff, we have to make 1,000,000% sure that it's right, that it's good,
Yep.
that it's got a long shelf life. So it was one of their best-selling products ever, and it is number one on our list of what we want to bring back, but it is also number one or the highest on the list of it better be right.
Right.
If we put a 3D part out that's wrong, we can correct the part and send you a replacement. If we make as much putty that is required to do in a production run, that's bad.
Yeah. Suddenly we have 10,000 tubes of putty that don't work.
Oh, just 10,000? You hadn't looked at the numbers. Yeah. Let's just say we don't want to do what old Squadron did. That's been our MO for the last 4 years.
Now that being said, we have been unable to replicate or find the direct match for the original Squadron putty.
Right.
So what we now have to do is we now have to start outsourcing. And as Ron Smith had mentioned, there are professional putties that are out there that will do what we want it to do. We just have to find it. Then once we find it and we say, this is a great formula, we then have to go to the manufacturer and say, will you private label 100,000 of these for us?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that whole process that has to go, that we have to go through in order to finally get that blister pack of putty that everyone so desperately wants.
But we'll get there. Like I said, it is high up on the list. Jeff, there's a few people asking. We'll try to not turn this into a paint show, which so easily happens to us sometimes. But we got several guys asking for the B-24 desert pink color.
We already covered that.
Oh, you already covered it over in the chat?
SCA 011.
I'm catching up.
Army Air Force. You're about 30 minutes behind here on this one.
I'm probably further behind than that. Let's see. Keith says he would love a USS Texas. Well, Keith,
what?
So Trumpeter makes that.
Yeah.
In 350th scale and in 700 scale.
Yeah.
That's a pretty decent kit. So maybe you hadn't seen that, but check that out. We've got those. Trumpeter makes it. They also do the New York.
In fact, one of our regular viewers, John Takarovich, did a model of the USS Texas that pretty much ran the circuit, the contest circuit up here, and did exceptionally well with it. So
good. Yeah. Well, good. Hopefully you can grab one of those. Oh, here is 8 Bells Old Man. This is I called you a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he came and visited us. What was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday.
I don't know.
I can't remember. Yeah, on his way back home to New York from Florida, came in, surprised the heck out of me. It's always awesome when I see one of our Wednesday night regulars walk in the door. Just like, oh, look at that. So it was awesome to see you yesterday, buddy.
Yep.
See, in the way says he's going to make a special trip to come see us. A barbecue meeting. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, we'll get Danny Haney to come down and just like make us like 200 pounds of brisket.
Oh my
And
gosh.
we'll all just eat ourselves into a food coma.
Yeah, Two Hands says watch out for the weather. That is the only negative about our show here is Jeff found out last year. Jeff was down here last year to go to our show, but it got snowed out.
Yeah.
But hopefully,
And then I put the Camaro in the ditch.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this year we won't have snow. It'll be cold, but we can deal with cold. The convention center's got a very nice heater that works too well sometimes, but
And I've got 4-wheel drive this time, so
there you go. Just
we're
don't
good to
hit
go.
any deer on your way down.
Thank you. No.
So I'm going to answer Byron's question real quick, just so this doesn't ever have to come up again. So Byron's asking what kind of 3D software we use. So you guys will never hear us talk about what kind of software, what kind of printers. We do a lot of testing and a lot of trial and error, and it's not rocket science, and anybody that gets into this can probably figure it out, but we don't want to give anybody a head start. So,
well, what I will tell you is that I do all of my design work in Fusion 360.
Well, so Jeff just pretty much told you.
Well, I mean, really, when it comes right down to it, there are only 3 software packages that actually do what we do. There's Fusion 360, there's SolidWorks, and there's Blender. And of the 3, Fusion 360 is not something that you can just turn on and automatically start making things. There's schooling involved.
You can't just tell the AI program what to do for you.
No, I actually messed around with AI the other day, and I said, make me, and I was goofing, and I said, make me an ammo crate, a World War II ammo crate.
Did it give you a woman's purse?
No, it made me a lunchbox.
Oh.
It literally made me a lunchbox with a handle on top of it, and I'm like, nah, forget it. So, yeah, no, I mean it's as Byron mentioned, it's industry standard stuff. What we are going to always be protective of is our workflow, our methodology, the way we design parts, and our intellectual property, which is our files. That was something that when I got into 3D printing, there were 2 avenues that you could take. A designer could create a file for something and then put it up on Cults 3D or put it up on CG Trader and sell the file. And what I've found was that a guy would put time and effort into a file. He'd put it up on a site. One person would buy it for $10, and then all of his buddies would have it for free. And I said, I don't want to give away my intellectual property because that's time and effort. And obviously that was how I was making a living. So I decided I was going to go the route of actually producing the parts, because there are still far more modelers out there that do not have the ability or the capability or the technology to produce these parts on their own. The ones who do are in a very, very small minority. And, why are they going to buy a 3D printed part from me? If they're good at what they do, they can make their own. But there are still hundreds of thousands of modelers out there who don't have the ability to create these parts. And that's the market that we're catering to.
All right. Papa Huff Builds wants to know about Uma. They put out that Harrier kit and it's awesome, but we haven't really heard anything else that's coming from them.
Where are they in Ukraine?
No, they're China.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they. I don't know. I really hope that Harrier was not a one and done.
Yeah.
But they just hadn't put anything else out, and I'm looking now to make sure they hadn't said anything recently. And my internet's going to quit working. That's great. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything else from them. Hopefully, they follow up with another kit because, like you said, that is a really nice model. Let's see. Two Hands is asking, do we want a squadron group build for nationals? That is something that we'll talk about after we see how Danny and Jeff's group build goes. So we'll keep it in mind. It would be cool to do something. So let's see how this first one goes. Get something under our hat, and that'd be cool to do something together for the.
This is about as low stress as you can get because Danny's probably going to have his ship done by next week.
Well, he'll be done by the end of this show tonight.
That's why he's not talking. He's gluing parts together.
Oh man, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, he got his Dora kit and he says it was heavy. Had to push it upstairs. Yeah.
Yep.
What else do we have tonight?
And Stephen, no, I haven't spilled the beans. I mean, it's not a far guess to figure out I'm using one of 3 software packages.
Yeah.
So
no, but if yeah, it like you said, that's not as near of a secret as what machines we're doing. Yep. We're using.
But I mean, Fusion 360, NASA uses Fusion 360, and Lockheed uses Fusion 360, and Chevrolet uses everybody uses Fusion 360. It's,
Well, Mike's asking about those B-24 decals that are coming with the book. Mike, they are designed in 48 and 72 scale. They are also designed in 32 scale. However, that gets pretty pricey, and so we'll see. But they are definitely designed and laid out, or being laid out, for 48 and 72 scale. And we may do for 32 scale. We're looking at some options, some like a la carte options, just because, like Dragon and his tail, for example, in 32 scale is like 2 or 3 sheets. It's huge. So anyway, more on that to come. Let's see. Recon asks, do we have a large collection of digital copies of Squadron? Well, because we're the publisher, we have all of them in digital, but that gets a little tricky because of authors and contracts and everything else. So we'll see what the future holds with all that kind of stuff. It'll be neat. We don't want that information to go bye-bye, and we've got some plans and some ideas, and we'll just we've been in contact with some of the authors to do some things, so we'll see how all that goes. Let's see.
Ed Gruen just dropped the idea that everyone's thinking but no one is saying. We should do a Fletcher group build.
Well, let's get through the first of the year and see what we can come up with on that.
Yeah, maybe.
And we'll have to move along before we spill beans on anything else along those lines. Recon says to give us a thumbs up. And yes, guys, please do. If you're watching this for the first time and have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button and follow us along. We do this every Wednesday night.
Yep.
Unless something comes up, but we do it most Wednesday nights, I should say, at 9:00. We always have a good time. So I appreciate you guys being here. It's been a great year, and looking forward to more of it next year. Let's see. Oh, Wayne's asking about the Rosie the Riveter pinup figure. It actually got molded this week. So with any luck, we'll have some castings to show of that. Probably not next week, because next week we're going to be slammed on show and tell, and then we're off for 2 weeks. So I would really like to think by the time we get back for the first show in January, I'll have one to show off to you and hopefully be able to ship them out to you guys after that. So
Got to get one to Randy and let him do his magic.
he's doing one. It comes with 2 different heads. So Randy is going to build one. Well, he's probably going to do both heads, but he's going to do one for us to show off with one head, and Anya is going to do one to show off the other head.
Perfect.
That's going to be good. Jason is asking this, so this is just going to be a very vague answer for you, Jason, but this is something that we would very much like to do in the future when time permits. It's a very, very cool product. So it's thankfully with Edward, we sell Edward stuff very well. We've got a really good relationship with them. They've got the majority of what's needed covered. But it is a very cool technology, and we're looking into it. And, there may be something we can do with it in the future. But for now, support Edward with that because they do a fantastic job with that. And we don't sell Quinta Studios, but there's a couple of other brands of that type of product we sell, like Yahoo Models does some of that kind of stuff. Theirs aren't necessarily decals, but they're the pre-painted photo etch type. And then Res Kit under their Keelik brand, they do that kind of thing. So some really fantastic, very cool stuff. Let's see. Jeff, you're not supposed to drive into ditches. That's your
I didn't have much choice. I stopped at the traffic stop sign and the ice did the rest. I was literally all right. So I got to tell this story again. I go to Brandon's house. I go to Brandon's house because we're going to do the Chattanooga show, and the Chattanooga show gets canceled, and there's lots of snow and there's ice. Well, being from Wisconsin, I'm not worried about it. But I didn't take into account the fact that there's only like 2 snowplows and salter trucks in the entire state of Georgia, and they're at the airport. So I just got in the car and drove like I would normally drive, knowing that the roads were prepped. And I went up this little hill where there's a stop sign at an intersection. I went up this little tiny hill, and I came to a stop, and all of a sudden my car just started going right off the side and right into the ditch.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So I called him and he's like, I told you so.
We won't reenact that this year.
Yeah,
so
no.
Look, because we have these funky YouTube names, you got to tell me who you are, because I am sure I know you. I just don't recognize you by your YouTube tag here. But this guy, however you say that name, Phoenix Racing, he's planning a Dora diorama, Jeff.
Well,
I gotta find out about this.
If my memory serves me correctly, he bought the Dora at Nationals.
Oh, was that him? Oh,
or he got the one on the Black Friday sale. I'm not sure which.
No, it's not him. I don't think. No. I mean, we've sold a ton of those things.
Yeah,
possibly quite literally, actually, because they weigh 50 pounds a piece. Yeah, we've sold more than a ton of those things.
Wow.
Yeah. So it could be anybody, but yeah, throw in the live chat who you are, if you don't mind. You don't have to, but I'd love to talk to you about your plans for your Dora diorama. Get some ideas from you.
Yeah, he got it on Black Friday.
Okay, then I know exactly who you are. Awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what you're going to do with it. You're probably going to get done with it before I do. My problem is, as soon as I stuck mine up on the top shelf at like 90% done, it looks good enough for me. I can turn around and I can see it. And the only thing that mine's not, I haven't finished painting it, and I haven't attached the barrel to it because, quite honestly, I haven't figured out how to attach the barrel yet, because I'm using the turn metal barrel, and the barrel weighs about as much as the rest of the kit does. So
yeah, that thing's the size of a baseball bat.
Well, it is, and it's literally turned. It's not hollowed out. It's hollowed out about this far down. So after you paint it, you can't tell that it's not hollow the whole way, but it's heavy. And I'm trying to figure out how to support the weight. I built one in 72 scale and used the metal gun barrel, and I ended up running a metal rod of some sort straight down the middle of the model. You can't see it. So I figure I'm going to have to do something like that with this, but it's really heavy. I mean, you can, when I put it all together, the join the metal parts to the plastic parts, you can't hardly even hold it straight out in front of you without it wanting to go
Oh
down.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I just don't know
It's
how it's going to work out.
so and this is considerably smaller, but when I did the Geschützwagen,
Hmm.
it had a turned metal barrel about yay long,
Okay.
and I actually had to, under the bottom of the gun carriage, the trunnions got the rails on either side. I actually had to put a piece of styrene from the floor of the tank running up through the trunnion where you couldn't see it to hold the barrel, because the weight of the barrel was actually tipping the gun mount
Oh,
forward.
okay.
Every time I looked at the model, the gun barrel would be down a little further, a little further, a little further. So I finally had to prop it up, and now it's held
Okay.
there. You might have to do something.
Yeah, that gives me some good ideas. It's kind of like nose weights in the
Yeah.
planes. Okay. Well, Kevin, Kevin Westfall,
Mhm.
uh, he just texted me. He's watching, he's catching up. He's not live. He's a few minutes behind us, but he said, would a 350th scale Hasegawa Yukikaze count for your group build? He wants to join in on the fun.
Absolutely.
All right. Awesome. Well, you got another one.
If it's 350th, it's a destroyer and it's Japanese, you're in.
Awesome. Good deal.
And no secret handshake, no nothing. Just drop me a message on the Squadron Facebook group.
Yep.
And we will keep a thread going there for the group build, but we have a little messenger chat group where we're all just kind of sharing information back and forth and whatnot.
Cool.
So
Awesome. So the Tabernac says he is waiting till his skills get better to build the Hanabu kit, the premium edition. So as many of these things as we have sold and shipped out, I'm hoping to start seeing more of these built because they're very cool. And we've seen a few of them on the show and tells over the last year or two. But I'm looking forward to seeing yours, buddy. And waiting until my skills get better. I think that is something that many of us, if not all of us, have said from time to time, if not always. I say it all the time. I mean, it's a very common thing, but all I got to do is say, just get it out and start building it. I mean,
dive in.
yeah, the best way to improve your skills is just, trial by fire. Get in
And
there and just do it.
I mean, I have been doing this my entire life. I've been doing this professionally for decades. And there are still kits that are sitting over there on the shelf that I'm like, I'm not ready yet.
Right.
I'm not ready yet. And it's not a matter of, I think in a lot of ways, it's not a matter of lacking the confidence to dive into something and do it, but it's the time that I know is going to be involved.
Right.
So I'm opening up the box and I'm looking at it saying, I know this is going to take me a year and I don't want to dedicate an entire year to doing the project. So I put it back on the shelf and move on to something else. But at the end of the day, it's plastic. We have Hanabus. So if you really, really mess it up, drop us a line. We'll get you taken care of with whatever parts you mess up. They're out there. Dive in, have fun with it. That's what it's supposed to be all about.
Absolutely. I'm going to grab something off the shelf real quick.
Uh-oh, which means I have to sit here and sing show tunes while he's not, look at that. How confident and how relaxed is he with our customer base that he can do Wednesday Night Live wearing his yoga pants and barefoot?
Hey, we're all friends here. Hey, at least I had sweatpants on and I wasn't wearing my boxers or something.
This is true. This is true.
Ransomelli and some whatever.
Yeah, that
Dora barrel. Is it about 20 gauge? Oh no. It's bigger than
about
that.
10 gauge.
Yeah, it's huge. And this is the 35th scale shell for that.
That's like a 20 millimeter round.
Yeah, oh, it really is. It's massive. I mean, there.
Yeah, that's like a 20 millimeter round.
I mean, it's just, you just can't believe how big the real Dora was. I mean, if you've probably seen pictures of it and maybe a couple of those videos that are going around. But the model kit, this is 1/35th scale.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is longer than small 35th scale tank subjects.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just absolutely enormous. And I think that's why I just love it so much. It's just so wacky.
You want a devious thought? This is Jeff's brain at work. When I did that 1/6 scale Jagdpanzer, the one that we had in the show and tell a while back, I learned that in 1/6 scale, 75 millimeter is 50 caliber. So there was a point in time where I was actually trying to figure out if I could put a working 50 caliber into a 1/6 scale RC tank.
Oh gosh.
I scratched that idea, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah. Tim's asking or talking about that 48 scale U-boat is his When My Skills Are Better
Yep.
kit. That man, that is an. Have you seen one of those kits built up with the full interior? Have you
With
seen
the
one of
full
those in person?
interior, no. The last time I saw a 48 scale Type 7 U-boat was at, what was the old contest that VLS used to run back in the day? Was it MasterCon?
MasterCon. Yep.
MasterCon. I went to MasterCon and someone had one of the Verlinden.
I was going to say that had to have been either the Andrea miniatures or the
It
Verlinden.
may have been Andrea, and it was waterline.
Mhm.
And of course I was just blown away at the model. And it was a big name who did it. I don't
Right.
remember
Right.
if it was um, Francois Verlinden or Bob Letterman
Right.
or one of those guys that made it. But it's an absolutely huge model, and surprisingly, I don't have one.
Well, the new one that Tim's got, or I assume it's the one he's got, is the trumpeter one, and it comes with the full interior, and there is a nice kit. It's huge. So Steven's saying he's got to get him a 350 scale destroyer. We've got a few, but there's not that many of them available. So let's take a look real quick in
Okay.
case somebody does want to jump in on this. We've got IGN Kagero from Tamiya.
Yep, the Tamiya kit.
Yep. We've got
Can't go wrong with any of these, really.
No, we already sold out of the fine mold Ayanami.
Yep.
We've got the Fujimi Shimakaze. That's the one that Danny picked up. That's the one he's doing. Now, I think that we've got a couple of the Hasegawa ones, but they're not posted on the website yet. But I forget which ones. I know they have Yukikaze, they got Shimakaze, they got a couple more. I think we have those. Yeah, we've got those in the house too, but it's going to be another week or so at least before we're able to get those out and get them up on the website. We got a big shipment of Hasegawa that's just sitting in the warehouse on pallets right now.
Steven already picked Yukikaze, so he's in.
There you go. Good.
There you go.
Good. Oh, dang. This is going to be kind of cool.
Our goal is to have it for show and tell in January. But I don't know if that's going to happen, because unless we do it in the last week of January, I'm down there for the second and third weeks.
Well, bring it with you. Well, the next show that we do should be January 7th.
Okay.
That's 4 weeks from now. January 7th.
I'll be down there.
Yep. And you'll be sitting right here.
Right there.
And then if we keep the same what we usually do, and I don't see any reason not to, and you'll be back home by then, and you'll have a week or two to finish up your ship if you don't get it done before you get down here. But we are the third Wednesday of the month would be the 21st. So that unless we change something, that would be our January show and tell. So
great.
Now I don't want to make a statement or a rule or say this is what we're going to do, but just throwing out an idea for everybody, not just us, but everybody to think about and see what we can do. If we do a group build for nationals, some people can't make it to nationals.
This is true.
I would still like you to be able to participate in our nationals group build. So if you build something, perhaps you can box it up, ship it to me. We will take it and display it in the group build at nationals for you. And then after the show, I can either send it back or we can display it in our squadron museum. Now, what subject do we choose? Just here's some food for thought. Ed mentioned Fletcher's. Everybody doesn't like ships. So what if we did a group build that covered the three main things? We could do Fletchers for the ship. Everybody likes P-47s. We could do P-47s for the plane of choice.
Mm.
You could do, and you pick something, whatever it is, and we're not going to decide tonight, but everybody think about it. How can we do a group build that would allow you to build either a ship, a plane, or a tank? And perhaps it ends up being different group builds, but my point is we don't want to leave anybody out that wants to group build poker. Pokers and Doras. Oh man. But you see where I'm going with this. So everybody give it some thought. We've got some time, but if we can kind of decide on something by January to have some sort of group build for nationals, and we can put it in the Tiger meet, might be kind of cool.
Yeah. That's yeah. We'll have to think about it.
Yeah, figure out the way to do it, but
well, I would love to say that I used scale colors, but I didn't. I used Gulf Blue and Gulf Orange from a company called Gravity. They make lacquers, and so the 917 was sanded just about down to the primer. I left a little bit of the base coat, but I wet sanded the whole model down, and then resprayed it with Gravity paint. So they're Gulf Blue and they're Gulf Orange.
Well, and since you're talking about cars, he says, what about the car people? That's right. We can't leave the car guys or the sci-fi guys or the figure guys out too. So we'll have to come up with a very interesting
Here's an idea
to accommodate everybody.
You build whatever you want, but you put scale colors on it. Squadron colors.
Yeah. I mean, that's possible, but if they put a Gulf poker in the contest, they're not using our paint.
Yeah.
So again, let's just come up with the subject matter to where we can get everybody involved. Be kind of cool.
Yeah,
we'll see.
That could get interesting.
Or we might just say build a Fletcher and call it a day.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, let's say good night for now. Next week, show and tell. It's going to be fun. Got a lot of good stuff to look at. If you guys have not submitted your pictures, please do so. Send those over to info@squadron.com. And if you ever forget how or need more information on that, if you go to our website up here at the top under the information tab over here on the left, it says Wednesday Night Live. You can click this. This gives you a breakdown of how we prefer for you to submit your pictures and where
I know
to
that
submit.
model.
Yeah, you do. And where to submit them to, info@squadron.com. So anytime you need a refresher on how to submit your pictures, you can go there. But yeah, send those over to us. We'll have a good time next week. And like I said, we'll end the year with a nice show and tell for sure. Yep, and even Jeff says he's going to have something for us.
I've got something. It's built. It's done. It's in a box. It just needs to be photographed. So I have zero excuses.
Yeah, he'll tell us his camera broke.
Yeah, well.
All right,
as long as I don't take a selfie, I don't have to worry about breaking the camera.
I hear you. Well,
if you are interested in the Japanese destroyer buddy build, we're not really calling it a group build. It's more of a buddy build because it's so unofficial. Drop me a message through the Squadron Facebook page. And if we are not Facebook friends, send me a PM, send me a friend request, what have you. And I'll get everybody added that wants to participate. The goal is to try to have it done by the end of January. If it doesn't work, we'll push it to February. It doesn't matter. We were going to do 3/50th Japanese destroyers, but if you're a 700 scale guy, then you'll get a dispensation. But you have to build 2 of them to make up 2 700 equals 1/350th. So there you go.
Yeah. So in other words, Japanese destroyer.
Yes.
Okay. Japanese destroyers in your scale of choice.
Yep. There you
Cool.
go.
Well, I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with, and now Chris can be happy. He can finish up his 700 scale destroyer.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
So
Well, Jeff, I appreciate it, buddy. This was a fun night.
it
Look
was.
forward to next week and see what everybody has built this month.
I'm excited about, I'm excited about picking up the poker line.
Oh yeah.
I think we're gonna sell the daylights out of those cars. They're amazing kits. I think it's one of those things that even if you're not a car guy, and they also do motorcycles, so we know that there's a motorcycle coming at some point. We don't know what it is, but they also do like quarter scale motorcycles. So, if you're not a car guy, or you should be, one of these, this is kind of like a bucket list model kit. And it
like
was for me. Yeah. Like a Dora, or a 48 scale U-boat, or a 32nd scale B-52, or, there's all of these really, I don't want to call them wacky because they're out there, but it's one of those legacy builds that, if you're a car guy and you enjoy it, these are some really, really nice kits.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, talk to you in the morning, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get some sleep and hope I don't stay up all night coughing my lungs up. But
well, you get some good rest, buddy, and we'll talk to you in the morning.
You too. Talk to you soon. Thanks everyone for your time. Have a great week.
Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. This was a lot of fun. I hope that we answered all of your questions. I know we probably overlooked some, and I do apologize for that. If you have any questions that do need answering, please email me at info@squadron.com, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. Next week, show and tell, last show of the year. Join us at 9 o'clock, and we're going to have a lot of fun looking at everybody's models. So, guys, take it easy and have a Merry Christmas this season.